I do the most.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
I do the most.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asinivusele sinimukele mazatla mahle ehleleni Kusile breakfast show lenvuselako ngulungelele magagula sithemba kusinvuka kahle namhla ekseni tiyimfica enyangeni yankhwekhwethu umnyaka ngo2022. Good morning and welcome to Kusile breakfast show. Sithemba ukuthi nibe nemphela sonvo lenhle nalebusisekile. Kukhumbuta nje ukuthi Kusile breakfast show yakhona nekuyibukela ka YouTube. Singangeni kulelo hlelo asesibukena ngumbiko losuka eDikole Tempilo. Elangangela itolo kuhlolwe abantu labangu 234 utholakala ukuthi labangu 13 bane COVID-19 labasesibhedlela ke labelashwako basiphohlongo kanti lasabaluleme dinombolo letintsha bakhomba ukuthi bangemashumi lasikhombisa nababili kanti ama active cases bona emeku 458 bese kuthi solo waphethuka lomkhohlane lasebawutfolile bangu 71102 bese kuthi lasebashiye emhlabeni bangu 1400 itinimbolekete kugoma solo adika updatewa solo timeko lapho ku 29.3%. Kanti lomhla ehlelweni sitaba esikhulumisana lapha nalabasuka khona itiko letisebenzi nenhlela kahle yato iMinistry of Labour and Social Security njengoba sitakumbulaka ukuthi namuhla mhla ka9 kutawucala ke iCareer Expo letabebanjwe khona lapha eHilton eMbabane itawucala mhla ka9 iyophetha mhla ka13 kuyinyanga yesetulo enhloso ke yawo lomsebenzi lona ukuthi ekakhulu kati abantwana besikole bayati career yabo labafisa kuyilandzelela noma batati tifundo labafuna ukutifundzela ukuthi batawukhetha icareer lengiyo sibe sicocisana lapha naye amabhalane omkhulu letiko John Klope kuva kabanti nje ngabo bomgcoka bala Career Expo ukuthi ingabe yinde singayigatha njengoba itawusukunyiswa lamuhla ngalokusemthethweni. Siphinde sikhulumisana nelhovisi lePinland Vunankulu sikhulumisana naye Chairperson welekomiti iVAC Vulnerability and Assessment Committee njengoba sikhuluma ukuthi namhlanje ibandla lelisuka khona ehhovisini eliphina Vunankulu litawuphuma liye emimangweni leyotfola noma ke mhlambe imininingwane ngenhlala kahle yesive seMaswati. Sitawuxoxisana naye lapha make thanda emavuso kuva nje bomcoka abale ya survey ngene ukuthi ingabe mhlambe itawuthatha isikhathi lesinganani. Sitawuxoxisana naye nakuphela tindzaba tensimbi yesithupha and of course we'll be speaking to the EU ambassador njoba namuhla Europe kubhala usuku layo isuku le Europe Day sitavaka abantu ke ngaye EU ambassador bomgcoka balelisuku ukuthi ngabe bona balhovisi lelibuke noma ke lelincusele inhlangano yamavala abamhlophe batabe bendani lapha ekhaya Eswatini ngalo lona lolusuku. Sitaphinze sikhulumisane naye lapha epidemiologist losuka khona itiko letempilo vusi lokotfako ngeupdate nje ngema cases emkhohlane COVID-19 sitakumela ukuthi evikini eliphelile babe babidlana abantu labasishile emhlabeni ngawo umkhohlane COVID-19 sitawuva ukuthi ngabe vele mhlambe sesiyangena ku 5th wave nasibuka dona dinombolo tehlete yenyuka lesingesikhathi diyehla sitabe sicocisana naye ngako lokho sikwanyela sibahlelete emakethe sitabuya netindzaba tethu futhi ekucala.
Better health, better life. Another season with fresh discussions.
Ngetindzaba letibalulekile tetempilo la ekhaya Eswatini lokunukelela ehlelweni nokuphila masangana.
To learn from our health professionals.
Psychosocial support group for mothers who are going through the journey of motherhood for all mothers.
Kumnandi phila ube intombi yakeni bebasifusa ngesontweni ube jahala ke nabujaha and knowing that I'm a young man.
Angeke ufithe la groupini ungabhemi. So vele directly tawufuna nami ngibhemi kanti bengingakufuni lokubhema.
Coming to you every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. here on Eswatini TV. Better health, better life. Your gateway to a healthy living.
Hello, friends. My name is Pookie Panda. Welcome to Season 2, which is packed with lots of fun. We will bake, learn, sing, and make lots of creative things with paper and dough. Join me every week as we go on an adventure to different places. See you soon, my little friends.
Asibenze sinemukele ubukela hlelo Kusile breakfast show starting nge-1978 futhi ekucala. Imvuna ilitiko letekulima Jabulani Mabuza ithi uhulumende utimisele ukusebenzisana netinhlangothi nabalimi ngekusebenzisa tinhlangano letingumkhono wakhe ukuthi live libe nekudla lokwanele. Imvuna ithi uhulumende uphokophele ukuthi umbila uthengwe lapha eveni kuphela kule minyaka lemithathu. Mabuza bayakhuluma eshiselweni ngesikhathi asukumisa ngalokusemthethweni inhlangano yabalimi letawukhicita umbila.
Seyivele iyabonakala imithelela lemihle yemhlangano wetekulima nekudla i-Food System Summit lapho kwanconywa khona ukuthi balimi bakhe tenhlangano tekukhicita nekucinisa tekulima. Ikhuluma emcimbini wekusukumisa inhlangano yebalimi lekhicita umbila, indvuna ilitiko letekulima Jabulani Mabuza ithi uhulumende utimisele kwesekela abalimi ikakhulu labo labakhetha inhlangano.
Sifiso ke sahulumende nalokuthi sicele ke ema-organization alo litiko ko-Eswatini nabo NMC ukuthi abahambe bayositela ama-farmers ukuthi le production yembila ikhone kuba fast ukuthi sikhone kuba nekudla eveni. Sibanike iprogram yokuthi kusukela kulo mnyaka mhlawumbe iminyaka lemithathu kufuna ukuthi kudla umbila nje igrain sebese sikhona kuyithenga la veni yonke sekudele seyilanza ngaphandle. So Eswatini uyahamba wo onke ema-farmers lokhanza kusinakalima alima mhlawumbe from 5 hectares kuya e2 uyakhona ke ukuthi ababambise ngalo ukuthi banikwe letinto tekusebenza bahambe balime bese kuthi ke kupheleni nakacetha asavuna ayothengisa seyiyathathwa ke back le mali leyo ke sesifuna ke awususa sikhwama ngayo ke nasilesithi agriculture development fund ukuthi into khona ku-assista lamanye ema-farmers on a continuous basis. Utawuchubeka ke Eswatini abasiteke ngaleyo ndlela leyo bese ke na NMC uyachubeka ngale input subsidy program lephinde ibe nale tractor program kuhlangabeda abalimi laba labancane but laba labangathi sebacala ku5 hectares sebalima ngendlela lengathi inkudlwanyana then ke Eswatini tawubabambisa ubasekela akusibo bonke la ngabasekela ngoba labanye ukhanza ukuthi banato letini kodwa loyo lotawukhanza ukuthi mhlawumbe bekadzinga amanyolo long 100 kodwa ukhona ukuthenga long 50 so yameboleka ke Eswatini lo 50 uyahamba uyalima siyakholelwa ukuthi 3 years umbila sidabe sesinasawuthenga ngaphandle kwale live uma ngabe konke kutawuhamba ngalendlela.
Jikandla ngamandla longusihlalo walenhlangano uthi iyabonakala imetamo yahulumende yekwesekela abalimi lapha eveni. Lilunga lephalamende laseMaseyisini Mduduzi Dlamini lithi inkundla yakhe itimisele ukuthi nayo ifake isandla ekutheni live libe nekudla lokwanele.
Indaba yaka-food security ithinta kwekuthi uhulumende atimisele bese sekuba ne-private sector nayo ithi nathi intandla ngiyakuvula bese sekuba nalesive lekungilabalimi namhla siqophe kumlando ekuthenini konke lokhu sikubona namhla eshiselweni uyaqala kukhomba ukuthi siyavele embili.
Litiko letekulima lingilamanye ematiko ohulumende labuke kuvusa umnotfo ngawo live liphindze libe nekudla lokwanele njengokusho kwemgwaco wemasu wahulumende lawusukumise ngeminyaka wa-2019. Etindzabeni kubika Sondomlangeni, titfombe titfolakele etiko letekulima.
Sivele singaphansi kwenkundla yasemahlangatsha sitfole kwelashwa mahala tonke tifo ngemgcibelo libandla labodokotela be-Taiwan Medical Mission. Dr. Chi Sheng Tu uthi balaphe kakhulu tifo letingatsatselwana kulabaningi.
Sive sezemahlangatsha sithole kulashwa mahala tonke tifo ngemgcibelo bodokotela belive leShayina sihlanga seTaiwan iTaiwan Medical Mission. Kanzi-ke sive sitile kutolashwa labadzala nalabancane. Dr. Chi Cheng Tu uthi balaphe kakhulu tifo letingatsatselwana kulabaningi lebebetile.
We bring 10 doctors. We have cardiology, neurology, gynecology, neurosurgeon, 2 local doctors and 2 local interns. We treat and diagnose 195 cases there. So a lot of them, they are chronic disease, some special 5%, they need referring to the Pavanikam Hospital. I think this is very far. So under embassy direction, we go to service, rural area, far away from the city or capital. I think it can help people here and they know the Republic of China, Taiwan, we help to help them. We also have the team, a medical team in Pavanikam Hospital.
Dr. Tu uthi labanye ngekubona simo sabo sempilo babona ukuthi abaye esibhedlela lesikhulu sahulumende embabani batothola khona lusito kodwa-ke batawubalanzelela kuloko lokubamikise khona-ke esibhedlela. Lilunga lephalamende emahlangatsha Musangcobo libongela kangatsa kuba se-Taiwan Medical Mission ngekuletha lusito lwetempilo esiveni sasemahlangatsha.
Siyabonga kakhulu nje siphumile sive sasemahlangatsha. Sibonga kakhulu etihlobeni delive yase-Taiwan disisitile tasilaphela sonke sive salamahlangatsha siso lesikahle ikakhulu nje labalashiwe namhlanje abanga-196 labalashiwe labafikile babasita kakhulu sitakele kakhulu siphumile sive awathi nje kube umsebenzi omuhle kangakanani ikakhulu-ke ngalokuthi kude esibhedlela lesikhona lamahlangatsha esibhedlela lesikhona vele sisemankayane namuhla nje ukuthi baphathwe bodokotela bajabule bafa ngoba netinsita betikhona bajabule kakhulu nje siyabonga kakhulu tihlobeni tenkosi tase-Taiwan.
Labo dokotela kubona bathi batawuya basile kakhulu sive lesemaphandleni khashane nelidolobha lapho nemitholampilo netibhedlela kukhashane khona nesive sinebulukhuni bekuhamba bathi batawufika batewuba lapha mahala. Etindzabeni ubeka Giyani Msibika letinye tithombe tiqhamuka eTaiwan Medical Mission.
Imidlalo lemithathu ye-MTN Premier League etinkundleni letahlukahlukene takuleli ayikakhona ukuthi iphele ngesizatfu semvula lenkulu lebeseyiphocelela lemidlalo kuthi ingapheli. Ngokusho komthetho wenhlangano ledlalisa umdlalo webhola kuleli lemidlalo kumele icalelwe phansi idlalwe.
Imidlalo ye-MTN Premier League ichubekile nakulembela somvo lapho khona onke amaqembu esigabeni saka-Premier League adlalile ngelisonvo. Amaqembu lalela kuthatha yona indebe ye-MTN Premier League onke bekanelithemba ukuthi imidlalo yayo batoyidlala iphele, kodwa akakabi njalo njengoba imidlalo lemithathu igcina ingakapheli. Umdlalo omkhathini welicembu lembabane Highlanders kanye neMalandi Chiefs umisiwe nasekusele umzuzu lesihlanu ukuthi umdlalo uphele njengoba besegucubele isimo selitulu nenkundla yakalanga seyimnyama njengoba itemalamba ekukhanyisa. Nompembela bekaphethe umdlalo Themkosi Dlamini emuva kokuthathisa kwaloyo labekaphethe umdlalo babese bawumisa lo mdlalo. Lo mdlalo umisiwe imbabana Highlanders sabambene nayo iMalandi Chiefs ngeligoli linye kulinye. Kanti kulomnye umdlalo enkundleni yeKings Sobhuza the second Memorial enhlangano umdlalo lobo semkhathini imbabana Swallows kanye neThabangulu Kellys umisiwe ngendzaba yemvula. Imbabana Swallows behamba embili ngamagoli amabili ecanzini. Lo umdlalo lomisiwe bosemkhathini welicembu leGreen Mamba kanye neMorning Pirates kanti iGreen Mamba behamba embili ngamagoli amabili ecanzini. Kanti le midlalo ngekusho komthethosisekelo wenhlangano somdlalo webhola kuleli iPremier League of Eswatini lemidlalo kubheka ukuthi icalelwe phasi idlalwe kabusha. Kanti leminye imidlalo ledlaliwe tinyosi iphumelele kumanzini isibhethe ngeligoli linye ecanzini. Millingwood Spurs ibambene nayo iRangers nga-2-2. Manzini Wanderers ibambene nayo iVovovo nga-0-0. Royal Leopard iphumelele kuThambuthi ngamagoli amathathu ecanzini. Young Buffaloes nayo iphumelele kuDenver Sundowns ngamagoli amathathu ecanzini. Lobekelo umsakathi Eswatini TV temidlalo ngilinda Dlamini embabane.
Siphethe lapho tindzaba tetfu tekucala telihlela sibohlele timakethe siyabuya masinyane silabe sikhulumisana naye make Ethandi Mavuso ehhovisini leliphini la Ndvunankhulu.
Ayo, Eswatini, there's your boy P Easy, aka Sayabonga by the government though, but you already know that. Catch me every Saturday with the team doing our thing. I'm going to be doing interviews, getting every local act that I can get, finding out what's going on with them, as well as playing a few games, you feel me? Hosting their performances. So like I said, tune in every Saturday at 6 p.m. Studio 1 on Eswatini TV.
Awile.
Weni babi?
Emandla abakasimelane.
Sekuphelile ngaso. Ngeke uphindze usibone.
Ha, kuphele kanjani ngaso godi?
Lesikhwama salamadimoni abo sishile.
uNkulunkulu ungikhombise sipho lahlanyele lapha kuwe musi.
Sihamba nekutehlisa.
Nothando.
Akamele singene endlini.
Ini? Uyasangana yini?
Kumele angene endumbeni.
Angeke kulunge. Lento italethe ingcabano kulomndeni.
Wathi ngani?
Lo mfana sebenza ngemandla kaNkulunkulu. Siwati kahle thina emadloti la kaSimelane.
Simon on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati.
Asipenze sinimukele ubukela hlelo Kusile Breakfast Show sivusele nawe lo sanza kusivulela njengoba wezivedele sister besikhulumisana namake Zandile Mavuso losuka ehhovisini leliphini la Ndvunankhulu njengoba namhla ke uyacala umsebenzi ukuthi eti70 takhona divakashela imibanga leyahlukahlukene kuyondi survey ngenhlala kahle yesive seMaswati lena ke survey ibeta ngokuthi vulnerability assessment survey sitakhulumisana naye lapha chairperson walo le committee lelibukela umsebenzi make Zandile lesovele selayinini asekuvusele sikuvuse kwamukele make Mavuso njoba sathi nje kusinamhla umsebenzi uyacala libandla liyaphuma liyetindzaweni letahlukahlukene kumina ngasichazela nje mhlambe kafishana nje bomgcoka balomsebenzi walamuhla.
Ngibonge kakhulu umsakazi ngivusele nasosive seMaswati futhi lelicaningo lesitawulenda lesiqala namuhla leli commissionwe litiko leliphini la Ndvunankhulu ngaphansi kwetehlakalo licwaningo lolenteka mnyaka wonke kusho emave emhlaba tifundza ngekwehlukana lokufaka ikhathi sakaSADC siyalenta lolu cwaningo kwekuthi ingabe ngeminyaka simo setekudla sishaye baphi bantu banganani lebatawuswela kudla bese ke bayawuhlanganisa lo mbiko kulamave aseSADC batawukhona ukuthi nabafuna ku-influencer kuthola lusito sebangasebenzisa dona leto tinombolo kani nalana ekhaya sisetshenziswa ngulele baphungako tehlakalo tinhlangano letinengi kwekuthi bantu lebashayekile kwesimo sekudla banginaba lebataba bucayi-ke kakhulu babese bayabahlukanisa lo kwenziwa ngileli lecwaningo khona batawuthi nasebaresponda bakhone ukuthi bafuna abantu lebanaleto timpawu leto. Imo tetekudla-ke tiyagucuka ngeminyaka i-COVID isikhombisile kwekuthi akusiko kulima kuphela netomiso lekubanga ukuthi simo setekudla sibe bucayi. Bantu bashaywe kulahlekelwa ngumsebenzi ingako ukhanze ukuthi vele baresponda babe sebayabanaka nalabo balahlekelwe ngumsebenzi. Lecwaningo lifisa lokusiniketa lesithombe ukuthi banganani khona batobasisa ukuthi baplane leli bamele bayobasiza.
Kumbe nje kafishane nje nawungasiniketa sithombe nje sekuthi umbiko weminyaka lophelile bokanjani nje emva kokuthi nicetse nalecwaningo.
Eminyakeni lophelile bantu lebakhombakalisa kwekuthi bataba sebucayini ngekudinga kudla bebangu 320,000 lokufaka ekhathile basemadolobheni nale basetindzaweni letisemakhaya batigaba-ke letihlukahlukene but ngiyo inombolo lena lebekusetjentelwa kiyo.
Okay. Ingabe vele mhlambe lokho nje umsebenzi oqala namuhla mhlambe lesingayigadza kuma nje ukucela sona sive semaswati ukuthi silibambise lelibandla litabeli livakashele emakhaya alo ngoba siyato ukuthi vele kutawuphuma abantu bayobuta imibuto lethide ngabe vele mhlambe nangasichazelele exercise ukuthi itawendeka kanjani yini sive lesingayigadza ke lo lelibandla.
Ngibonge msakathi. Siyacela kakhulu esiveni semaswati ukuthi mane sisibambise basinikete imphendulo letingito mayelana nesimo setekudla le batabe baphume bababuta sona lama teams lekaphumile aya kuto tonke tifundza tala kangwane babuta tindzaba nivunelo kunganani utanithatha isikhathi lesinganani nangabe anilimi nitiphilisa ngani ubutwe netindzaba tekuhlandeka nina yeni logulako kustokhona kuba nalesithombe ukuthi emakhaya lekana labagulako anganani wona lekalimetwe simo setekudla netindzaba ke tekuhlandeka nekwekuthi nitiphilisa ngani nekuthi kudla sekundulela kanganani lani kuthenga khona kwenta kwekuthi kunciphe kudla lokutawungena la emakhaya. Ngiyo imbuto lesiyibutako-ke esiveni sive kasisibuthi tindzaba letiphathelana netimali tato letisetingcingweni kubo mobile money timali letisemabhange hayi lecwaningo alufuni loko nitawuvele nibone ukuthi sengilaba lebagangako sibuta ngetindzaba tekudla sibuta ngetindzaba tekuthi nitiphilisa ngani sibuta ngetindzaba tetemphilo kulelo khaya.
Okay, kwegcina nje emake mavuso nje obuchaze ukuthi bese kuba nebantu lababese bayaganga. Ingabe lona lelibandla esida libona ngani kukhona mhlambe tembafo bese babona ngathi ukuthi no laba vele basuka khona kilo lelibandla lelifunyiwe.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu msakathi. Kukhona le batawubonakala ngako kutembatho nje lokunembala lengathi umfubi lo mbala unembeji yakahulumende nelogo futhi yaka vulnerability assessment and analysis yaka so batawubona ngaloko lokunye siqiniseko ukuthi babuya khona eliphini landlunankulu ehhovisi batawubona ngencwadi bangayifuna lencwadi kuloyo lo lebakhulumisana naye inestembu sakhona ehhovisi inaleligama lakhe lo tongena atobuta liphinde futhi inalestembu lesiqhamuka ehhovisi leliphini landlunankulu.
Vakala amake mavuso sibonga kakhulu kuba nathi sethemba ukuthi nje umsebenzi utawuba kahle. Sibahlele emakethe nasibuya sabe sikhosana naye emabhalane lomkhulu etiko laka Labor and Social Security ngeCareer Expo 2022.
ehlelweni lethi lithini libandla. Siyambonga uNkulunkulu uhlelo liphindze libuyele emoyeni.
Basically ngingathi nje empeleni yabona uNkulunkulu nakadala umhlaba including bantu.
Letikhathi leti tethenjisiwe mawufunda incwadi yaJohn chapter 16 verse number 33.
The way the gospel has been portrayed, nayilethwa la kubantu, yabo, yende ukuthi abantu babe offended.
Sikholwa futhi ukuthi sidaphinde siba nabo evikini lelitako sikhulumisa yona le ndzaba lesikhuluma ngayo emsakatweni wakho Eswatini TV sibuko semaswati.
Ayijesuke kama lakho likhulu Jesuke
26 minutes after 6 yanamukela sekuvuselena losanzako sivulela selosichubeka nalo lihlelo Kusile breakfast show lesikhathi sitawuxoxisana naye emabhalane lomkhulu John Hlophe itiko laka Labor and Social Security kabandi ngemsebenzi lomkhulu lotawusukunyiswa lamuhla lobitwa ngekuthi Career Expo 2022 asevusele sikwemukele babe Hlophe lomhlayihlweni nisiyade ukuthi namhla kutabe kusukunyiswa ngalosemthethweni umsebenzi we Career Expo kumbe nawasichazela nje siyadlo ukuthi vele iCareer Expo ihlale ibanjwa njalo ngeminyaka indzaba ke kuzama ukuniketa sithombe ukuthi bafunze mhlambe ngutiphi leto tifundvo labangatifundzela anasichazela nje umsebenzi namuhla nebumcoka bawo.
Ngasibonge Makelulu indzaba yinye ukuthi namhla la eHilton sitawube sinemsebenzi we-Career Expo ithini yakhona it's young people moving towards job creation kusho ukuthi-ke kutabe kubukwe bafunzi labafundza form 5 nale sebaqeda kufundza form 5 lesebaphasile emapolishi into-ke lentekako ukuthi kulabafunzi baka form 5 basafundza lapha esikolweni kuyabonakala ukuthi kunema-skills bese batholile litiko-ke belifisele kubagqugqutela kokuthi kulama-skills lebanawo abakhone kuphela kutiphilisa basemele kuyemapolishi basemele kuyowenta kufundza kwabo lokuphakeme bese-ke sekuthi-ke kulabana abaqedile e-university nasemapolishi nananabo banemakhono lesebatholile sifisele-ke nananabo ukuthi basemele kuqashwa ababe batiphilisa ngalamakhono lesebatholile basafundza le epolishi batokhona kuphila.
Ingavele mhlambe kutabe tikhona mhlambe tinkampani esingatekatha kiyo le expo ngoba ngiyathi lokho ukuthi basabuka kumele kube khona kukhetha ukuthi bafisa ukuwenda naye career naye bafisa ukupheswa naye career naye ngitiphi nje mhlambe leto tinkampani noma ke tinhlangothi lesingatekatha ukuthi dingaba khona kule expo.
Inkampani etaba khona letawuniketa tinkhulumo iba kutsate kuba ngenda njani yokuqala nje kutawuba esepark kube nabo setco kube nabo junior achievements kube nemabhange lekatawukhona ukuthi abakutsate ukuthi bende njani phela basadama ukuthi batiphilise kulama-skills lebatholile so-ke siyethemba lokuthi ngoba batawube bangahanjiswa kepha-ke kamanzini lapha e-youth center lesigodi sakamanzini bantwana bashayela khona batawuphendulwa nalapha eMbabane la eHilton sidabe siwusukumisa namuhla bese-ke sesibuyela siya etiko la nabashaya batawushayela etiko batawuphenduleka naletikhulumi-ke dabe tikhuluma ngabongqodopheli kusho ukuthi-ke vele nje sithuthukisile sidama ukunciphisa tona letindleko ukuthi sibe sibahambisa baye ngabe bebatawuya khona kube bekuyido. So-ke sethembile ukuthi labaningi bantu batawuthola lokuthi beve bafike nakhona banembuto, yabo labanembuto bashayele le youth center nobeke le ministry ukuthi-ke ngabe banenda njani. Inkampani vele sitawuba khona sibhekile nananathi ukuthi nanendvuna yaka-education, nanendvuna yelitiko, nanendvuna yaka-sport namhla nakusukunyiswa sitawube tikhona titokhuluma nato ukuthi vele sihlose ini bende njani labantu. So-ke ngithemba ukuthi kutawuhamba kuhle mlalelo.
Ngiyavakala sibonga kakhulu babahlophe kusini ke tasithombe semsebenzi walamuhla kanti ke kuva kabanti ngemininingwane so vidile babahlophe ukuthi bantu bangashayela khona ehofisini lalo litiko njengoba umsebenzi utawusukunyiswa lamuhla. Asibahleleti market nasibuya sitawuchubeka nehlelo.
Kudla kwempilo, food for life. An agricultural program that shows how a farmer brings food to the nation.
Gcine kudla kwayo letawuphindze kudle nasekufika isikhathi sebusika. Nalinile nje libele lana kuzone liyadwa imbela libele lahlanzeni. So lonke linale mvula le moderate yethu sine lahlanzeni. Kudla kusemhlabathini, konke lesikudingako sitakuthola emhlabathini.
Kudla kwempilo for agriculture and farming development on Eswatini TV with the farm boy Samgelo Vilagati Samvi. Kudla kwempilo, food for life.
I do the most.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni per month. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store.
We're good together. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Hi everybody, it's your girl Nojali. Catch me every week on Studio One, giving you the latest trends in fashion, entertainment, and everything that's hip and happening. I'll also be catching up with the movers and shakers, hustlers who are making big moves locally. Don't forget, Studio One, every Saturday at 6 p.m.
Welcome to Pandesino Pandestratini. Kamalami Spuso Dlamini, director and creator of Pandestratini.
I'm the main man.
You are the man.
The muffin
man. And action. Igama lami ngiSibusiso Dlamini, I'm the director of Pandestratini. The show came about through the environment lengikhule ngihlala kuyo. So ngikhule ngihlala endzaweni leSikomu. So kuhlala endzaweni leSikomu, there are so many things going on. There are so many markets and mahasili labawendawo bantfu labazama ukutiphilisa ngabo. For example, basengisumbile baboleka tinsimbi, kulabenti chicken dust, those usual kind of hustle. Lokungadingeka ukuthi uye esikolweni ukuze ukhone lokwenda. When starting the show, we had so many difficulties. For example, we had to approach people, and we had to convince them ukuthi isinqesibhuti noma inqesisisi noma inqesimaki sicela ukukushootha to show your hustle. Khona start encourage abantu labanye. So those things, because labanye baba nembuto lomnyeni, for example, ukuthi utasendani, labanye basivela asifuni, but sakhona ukuthi bamsikhona kubakhulumisa, understandane ukuthi le show lesinagendelani and how it's going to benefit yena and how it's going to benefit labanye bantu abaphila eVenda ngwana. Sasiqala shooting yethu namhla we have my guy Linda Mhlanga lo limako lapha to film my guy. You good? Right kakhulu. Ngikade okay saqala kushuta nyalo khathi sihambile sesikhathi sekulima bona seligoba gobile lilanga which means the right way is either kwenda ekseni noma kwenda nsambama. Angithi? Yebo. Ngicase manje and then lapha I have my assistant cinematographer. Oh yeah. The first thing lesendawo masifika on set we just load of the gear and bese lapho sakhuluma ukuthi shuta kanjani because kukahle kuba discussion batshela ukuthi udashuta kanjani bakatse ini bakatse nani bangabe bona surprise base hawu musa kwasitshela ukuthi udashuta lokho so kwendeka nyalo so mawufike nje on set the first thing njengoba benikhulumile on the phone before ukhuluma nabo sibatshela ukuthi sitashutha lokho nalokho so kuze wakhe story lesikahle because ile langa ngala because utamakhuluma utakhulumela utamala ngento uthatha this way mawukhuluma instead of ukuthi ukhulume ngendaba bukendasi although so kwehlaka so ku impossible but dabuka le kina so kungcono yeah utha face le ya kube negate ngale atakhamba ngala hambe ayile idingala abona abantu amshaka so manje utahamba ukhulume wewe ndahamba nayo le camera nahamba nayo nje ngaso maybe wena noma wala phela waphinda slap because ngifuna le wide lapha tamba tawo le wide atamba tawo ngingale mina ngihamba ngale lenye mina icamera ndasasabona la ma detail tanda mathinza ngaso ngizume in lapho then wena sase le safe shot uhambe undahamba nayo nje ngaso upheni nayo le timbo betendeka on set bethi surprising because for example sihamba saya kasutha lomboye akascript yard masutha yena we had an occasion so lapho kona lo mboye futhi insimbi wamiswa amaphoyisa
waphela overload eloko amaphoyisa kwaphose kwangithatha ngi-overloading
akhile amaphoyisa akazange abanenkinga usambopha because I was so nervous ukuthi ngisamele ngobhelela umuntu and stuff but lokho sibaphoyisa khona usiyekela sachubeka I think that work on our advantage sakhona ukuchubeka sashutha
le crew kwakulicembu lebeli kahle ngoba ngangihamba lingikhuthata ukuthi no mfana nami ungabi nenkinga chubeka nje usebende lo msebenzi wakho ungalingeni uthathe itsakamisa
mabasaqala kuthebula laba thebulako ngativa nje ngide inkinga ngoba noma ngibuta lutho bebekade bangiphendula kahle ngikunakekela nanami uma babuta siphendulane kahle nje kude ukuthi bese lomunye ubuyisa buso lomunye sewukhanza sowubheka lena
kusho ukuthi apha nesitradini sihambe tinzawo letiningi sihambisa esiphoqosini komanzini saya eliyengu saya eMankayane so we're trying all our best ukuthi si coverage hustle all over Swaziland singabuki nje just one township la suppose phuma khona so I think that we explore the best and hopefully ka season 2 must aqhubeka we can be able to travel as far as maybe Dlavumisa, as Peak, just to show more of what the country holds on the hustle. I hope this show can benefit a lot of people. It shows different people labatipilisa ngendlela letihlukene. Mabuka nje ukuthi sinempuwe chicken dust from food up to mlefunga tafulo which is more practical seafood and kube nempulo omunye lo futhi insimbi which doesn't demand any capital ukuthi bakhona ukuqala le business. It's just going around across insimbi akula insimbi hamba usina so if you look at the range alama hustle leswendawo uyabonakala ukuthi Palestine can benefit a lot of people. Ngikuthi babukhona ubukela le show bese babona ukuthi athi kuthini nami ngatiphilisa ngale ndlela le yakela babe longelethi vungu upheleleke mina
ithi yeyi ngiyamfunga babe bonke labo ganda bendluleki mi ngivuke ekuseni kusemanombonombo ngifike lana ngiyekutophanda sikhokho ngoba impilo ayikhoma lula mnganami kuze upope kumele uphande igazi lami ngoba impilo ayisuye.
I think le challenge sabanayo ukuthi sishuthe endaweni lapho khona sidinga i-permit ukuze sishuthe.
Nalozama kwenda usisaka script yakhe number 1 sitoza macela ukuthi basivumele sithini shuthela ngekhathi.
So lapho sometimes uyasoshuta ukhanze ukuthi kuze ngipermit
biba kuphi usuku la kanje ayusubabu kuba futhi ubacethe wena uyathuthukina kanje hayi bebangekula ngithi laba bebangekho.
All in all, I think we overcame every problem we have and challenge, and that's ukuthi we can do better on another season, on another episode.
Le show then bengajabula ukuthi ibonise labasha ukuthi noma bangabe bahleli bangathola umsebenzi bangakhona kwenda lokuncane ukuthi bathole imali kunekwe ukuthi bahlale nje.
Le show lena phande stradini the hustlers lengufise kakhulu noma kusehitini yami ukuthi qhubeke side more young people show up their talents and their skills out there in those different communities so that they can also grow their skills and nurture their skills. Lengibona ngazuthi mina kimi vele kungiside kakhulu ukuthi ngibe nabo because naloku ngete stability noma kunikete even the courage to do more, to do better, and kuningi futhi nalokunye lengufundzako from this company because I can see ukuthi they just want to expose the talent and the skill of a young person and show that a young person it is possible outside as long as you are a hard worker, a committed person, a passionate somebody. It is all possible outside.
So I hope the show can just help everyone see because there are so many ways to hustle, there are so many ways to tipilisa, and there are so many ways to khona kuphanda estradini.
Awile.
Wena babe.
Emandla abakasimelane. Sekuphelile ngaso. Ngeke uphindze kusibona.
Ha, kuphele kanjani ngaso God? Lesikhwama salamadimoni abo sishile.
uNkulunkulu unkhombise sipho lahlanyele lapha kuwe Musa.
Sihamba nekutehlisa.
Nothando.
Akamele singene endleleni.
Ini? Uyasangana yini?
Kumele angene endumbeni.
Angeke kulunge. Lento idalethe ingcabano kulomndeni. Wathi ngani?
Lo mfana sebenza ngemandla kaNkulunkulu. Siwati kahle thina emadloti la kaSimelane.
Simama on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati.
Asibenze sinemukele sekusele nje imizuzu lelishumi nesihlanu ukuthi kushaya insimbi esikhombisa lomhla ekseni kanti ke kulesikhathi sidawubuka nayo indaba yababesipho walapha eMbabane lo wathola ukuthi unemkhuhlane iCovid-19 wahamba wayothola kwelashwa esibhedlela seLuke Commission. Sesilalela indaba yakhe ukuthi ingabe kwahamba kanjani nabo dokotela bamphatha kanjani nemva kokuthi atholakala ukuthi unemkhuhlane iCovid-19.
Ngingisipho ngokaMasango ngokuhlala ngihlala eMbabane. Ngisebenzela eScott. Kusho ukuthi ekuhambeni kwemalanga ngaphathwa nje umkhuhlane. Usengiphathile umkhuhlane. Bebathi uyenca ayi ngibona awenci. Sekuthi ke ngalelinye ilanga sengithi ngilele ngiva umoya wami ushona phansi uyacinzeteleka. Ngilapho la ngasola khona ukuthi hayi kusho ukuthi sengibanjwe ngilesifo lomkhuhlane lomkhulu losukhona we-COVID ngoba bengivile lokuthi uyawucinzetela lo moya ushone phansi. Ngilapho ngabona khona ukuthi hayi kusho ukuthi ngiyingiko. Ngabe sengidecide ukuthi hayi angishayile 977 bede vele bangilanze bangimikise esibhedlela. Nangempela ngenda njalo ngamshayela 977 bede bangilanze. Saya vele esibhedlela. Nangifika esibhedlela eGovernment eMbabane bangenisa kubodokotela. Bazama ukuthi bangithathe lokuthathwa ukuthi ngiyocheck ukuthi ngabe ngiphilile for iCovid. Cha ke vele bangenda. Bakuthatha lo bahamba bangitesta ngatholakala vele ukuthi nginayo. Ekubeni ke sabangitsheliye ukuthi nginayo. Lokufika kwemicondweni wakho umuntu uyocabanga into letimbili. Ukuthi inyalo semathubeni lamabili okuphila nokuthi vele kwakho sekude. Kepha nje ngaba nalo lelithemba ngoba na umntwana kaNkuluNkulu awulilahli lithemba. Uhlala ubheke njalo empilweni ukuthi uNkulunkulu ukhona utangisida. Cha ke kuchubeke bende konke lokufanele bakwende kutholakala ukuthi sekufuna ngisuke eMbabane into admitwa la kaLuke Commission eStrokoto. Kepha ke ngake fika nje lapho ngicabanga ukuthi ukuthola kwami lokugula ukhona umshado besinawo kani lapho ngathi khona labanye vele nalabanye bebaphethwe ngumkhuhlane sisalungiselela lo mshado. Ngicabanga ukuthi vele ngakuthola lapho emshadweni ngoba ukhanda ukuthi bantu baningi. Lokusho ukuthi nje kwaba ngileso sicukula ngakuthola khona. Sengifikile kaLuke Commission awuvele bagijima kakhulu emanesi nabodokotela. Kokuqala nje lengafike ngakuthola ngoba ngeda vele ngifakele oxygen. Nala kaLuke Commission ngathi nangifika vele bangiphuthuma ngayo. Babese ke emva kwaloko sokungena abodokotela nemanesi. Cha ke bangibuta lokwana lokwa ukuthi kumbe khona nikugula lekunako before phela bakwende konke vele ngicabanga ukuthi kufuna bathi ngokuthembekilweni ume kanjani. Ngoba vele ngafika ebusuku ngalala sabanginikile lelo sito labanginika lona nangakusasa babuya bodokotela beta kimi batonginaka. Lengakusho bantu bangeda kaLuke Commission imphatho yakhona ibe inhle kakhulu kimi ngendlela labanakana ngayo. Lokunye nangasho nje kuba bede isikhathi lesiningi lapho ungangeni khona nurse atokunaka noma atokucheck. Ukhanza ukuthi kumbe emva kweli-hour noma 30 minutes so ungene nurse utokutesta bo BP boshukela. Ngisefikile kaLuke Commission ngicabanga ukuthi imphatho yakhona ibe inhle kakhulu kimi. Nemanesi akhona anebuntu vele cishe lenzawo ngingathi kuyasetshenzwa ngoba vele nangasiyebani ngeukhona. Lapha kusebenza vele abantu labakhona ukugijima nabenda umsebenzi wabo kusebenza abantu laba uthandzako umsebenzi wabo lengakubuka nase ngifike khona ukuthi lapha kweda abantu vele lababitelwe wona lo msebenzi ngendlela lebesiphatheke kahle ngayo nangendlela lebesinakeke ngayo. Ngicabanga ukuthi kube kanjalo kwachubeka i-oxygen. Ngicabanga ukuthi ngiyifakile ngabona ngayifaka abo 2 weeks ngoba vele kusho silesimo sami sasesivele singasiso lesikahle. Emva kwaloko sengiyifakile sophelile lo 2 weeks. Nangicabanga ngoba vele ngayifaka 2 weeks full i-oxygen. Senguva umehluko empilweni. Sengithi noma ngabe ngiyageza ngithi kumbe noma ngabe ngiyadla ngithi kumbe ke ngiyayiphumuta ngiyayikhipha sengidivothayi ngase nemphefumulo sengiyakhona ukuthi phefumulela kahle. Ngicabanga ukuthi nayo idlale inzima lenkulu empilweni yami. So ke kwachubeka kwaya ke vele kwafika leso sikhathi sekuthi sengayikhipha i-oxygen. Odokotela bakhona bebeta basichecka kube kuhle bakhona ukusibuta lo nalo ukuthi nyalo udivu njani nabo banalo lelithando lalomsebenzi. Ngidlulisa nje kubonga kakhulu kubaphathi bakalu commission ukuthi abachubeke bendele sive lokuhle labakwendako bangathinwa bachubeke uNkulunkulu abanikete amandla okuchubekela empili basite sive.
Leke bekunguba besipho Masango asicocela ukuthi wasinza kanjani emkhuhlaneni i-COVID-19 kanti ke uqhubekile wakhuthaza sive semaswati ukuthi sichubeke nekutiphatha kahle siphinze siugomele lo mkhuhlane. Kanti lesikhatsanyana sizokhulumisana naye Constable Ntombenhle Fakuthi losavela seselayinini kuvaka abantu ngesimo semgwaco lo mhla eksena sekuvusele entolo kubuda nje ukuthi ngabe kuhambeka kanjani lo mhla ekseni emgwacweni sisaqala liviki nje.
Ngikuvuse ethombeni ngivusele naye umbukeliwe Kusile breakfast show. Singumbutho wengubene sive sesihlolile imigwaco elivela kaNgwane. Ubukela sona sive ukuthi singaphepha kanjani sisayisebenzisa imigwaco kulolusuku lwanamuhla. Siyabona ke imigwaco leminengi nyalo ekuseni inako kushelela kwathi sephela ukuthi belisololina kanti nayo leyo lede litiyela nayo iyashelela kakhulu sithi nje abashayele ngalokukhulu ukucophelela kwathi sephela ukuthi la kude khona litiyela ikakhulu kati nje etindzaweni lesifaka khona imigwaco lapha kugege kumaphungwane nakhona kaphunga siyanaka nyalo ekseni imotolo tiyashelela kakhulu kepha nje siyathemba lisachubeka lilanga ngokubuka simo ukuthi iphakamisile imigwaco itawugcina seyihambeka nakhona lapho emadolobha elive omane tibane temgwaco tiyasebenza tonke ngalokufanele kanti nemigwaco lengenela kuwo lamadolobha iyahambeka kude lokungakanani lokusinyabedo. Umgwaco lomkhulu osuka khona ehekeni laseNgwenya ubheke khona kaManzini uyahambeka lokufaka ekhathi naye eMalagwane. Singakhuthatha nje kuye eMalagwane ukuthi na umehla noma ukhuphuka asende isiqiniseko ukuthi siyalihlisa litubane kwathi sephela umgwaco wethu lapho unemakona lacijile lokwenda ukuthi bashayeli bagcine behluleka kuyilawula imotolo nabahamba ngayo. Ekhathi edolobheni kumathapha imigwaco iyahambeka kungaba nje kukhumbuta sive ngayo umgwaco losiyingilithi lapho noma i-traffic safety ukuthi solo kuyachutshekwa lapho nekwakhiwa ngesikhathi asigaze inguquko letendekako khona lapho kuze ukuthi siphephe sisawusebenzisa wona umgwaco. Ngale kwaloko Thombeni naye umlaleli noma umbukeli imigwaco elive iyahambeka kude lokungakanani kulolusuku lwanamuhla lokungamphazamisa umshayeli asawusebenzisa yena umgwaco.
Ntombenhle Fakuthi kusiniketa lo mbiko i-traffic update 4 minutes before 7 o'clock asiphathelwe emakethe sitawubuya netindzaba tetfu tesibili tehlelo.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Tani malangan chocolate. No mfo wanchicho nang sadla botang kala kabusha nang love bongos.
Usafaka na tendera.
Temne tumane ati.
Lokho ifuthethe ukusebenzisa ukhonza uphilo ubeke singwa etafuleni.
Ngina sengimelele umngane wami bese sihamba sophanda.
Shemo ngichashe maye mahle ebonile.
Ngafuna ukuthi le project ingawa ngikhona nami ngoba angisiwe umuntu othanda ukuthi info ingafa ngikhona. Isine life nesiyakiyo umuntu ngangemuntu. Kuyafuna at least abe nawo 3 skills in life.
Mina ngibonga kakhulu ngoba solo ngatsala kusebenza lo msebenzi abadinga ngisupport labantu.
Your favorite music show is back. We're bringing you the hottest music videos and live studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We're giving you a front row seat to the latest fashion trends as well as your weekend gig guide. Join us live on social media and call in to send in your shout-outs. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
Hello, friends. My name is Pookie Panda. Welcome to Season 2, which is packed with lots of fun. We will bake, learn, sing, and make lots of creative things with paper and dough. Join me every week as we go on an adventure to different places. See you soon, my little friends.
Better health, better life. Another season with fresh discussions.
Ngetindzaba letibalulekile tetemphilo la ekhaya eSwatini lokunikela ehlelweni nokuphila masangana.
To learn from our health professionals.
Psychosocial support group for mothers who are going through the journey of motherhood for all mothers.
Mnandi phila ube intombi yakeni bebasifusa ngesontweni ube jaha lakeni abujaha and knowing that I'm a young man.
Angeke ufithe la drophini ungabhemi. So vele directly tawufuna nami ngibhemi kanti bengingakufuni lokubhema.
Coming to you every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. here on Eswatini TV. Better health, better life. Your gateway to a healthy living.
Asifundze sinimukele solobukela Kusile Breakfast Show sitawungena etindzabeni tetfu futhi esibili telihlelo. Indvuna ilitiko letekulima Jabulani Mabuza ithi uhulumende utimisele kusebenzisana netinhlangothi nebalimi ngekusebenzisa tinhlangano letingumkhono wakhe kutsi live libe nekudla lokwanele. Indvuna ithi uhulumende uphokophele ukuthi umbila uthengwe lapha eveni kuphela kuleminyaka lemithathu. Mabuza bakhuluma eshiselweni ngesikhathi yasukumisa ngalokusemthethweni inhlangano yabalimi letawukhicita umbila.
Seyivele iyabonakala imithelela lemihle yemhlangano wetekulima nekudla i-Food System Summit lapho kwanconywa khona ukuthi balimi bakhe tenhlangano tekukhicita nekucinisa tekulima. Ikhuluma emcimbini wekusukumisa inhlangano yebalimi lekhicita ummbila, indvuna yelitiko letekulima Jabulani Mabuza ithi uhulumende utimisele kwesekela abalimi ikakhulu labo labakhetha inhlangano.
Sifiso ke sahulumende nalokuthi sicele ke ema-organization alo litiko bo-Eswatini nabo NMC ukuthi abahambe bayositela ama-farmers ukuthi le production yemmila ikhone kuba fast ukuthi sikhone kuba nekudla even. Sibanike iprogram yokuthi kusukela kulo mnyaka mhlawumbe iminyaka lemithathu kufuna ukuthi kudla ummbila nje igrain sibese sikhona kuyithenga la veni yonke sekudele seyilanza ngaphandle. So Eswatini uyahamba kuwo onke ema-farmers lokhanza kusinakalima alima mhlawumbe from 5 hectares kuya e2 uyakhona ke ukuthi ababambise ngalo ukuthi banikwe le tinto tekusebenza bahambe balime bese kuthi ke kupheleni nakacetha asavuna ayothengisa seyiyathathwa ke back le mali leyo ke sesifuna ke awususa sikhwama ngayo ke nasilesithi agriculture development fund ukuthi itokhona ku-assista lamanye ema-farmers on a continuous basis. Utawuchubeka ke Eswatini abasiteke ngaleyo ndlela leyo bese ke na NMC uyachubeka ngale input subsidy program lephinde ibe nale tractor program uhlangabeda abalimi laba labancane but laba labangathi sebaqala ku-5 hectares sebalima ngendlela lengathi inkudlwanyana then ke Eswatini tawubabambisa ubasekela akusibo bonke la ngabasekela ngoba labanye ukhanza ukuthi banato letini kodwa loyo lotawukhanza ukuthi mhlawumbe bekadzinga amanyolo long 100 kodwa ukhona ukuthenga long 50 so uyameboleka ke Eswatini lo 50 uyahamba uyalima siyakholelwa ukuthi 3 years ummbila sitabeze singasawuthenga ngaphandle kwale live uma ngabe konke kutawuhamba ngale ndlela.
Jikandla ngamandla longusihlalo walenhlangano uthi iyabonakala imetamo yahulumende yekwesekela abalimi lapha eveni. Lilunga lephalamende laseMaseyisini Mduduzi Dlamini lithi inkundla yakhe itimisele ukuthi nayo ifake isandla ekutheni live libe nekudla lokwanele.
Indaba yaka-food security ithinta ukuthi uhulumende atimisele bese sekuba ne-private sector nayo ithi nathi tandla ngiyakuvula bese sekuba nalesive ekungilabalimi namhla siqophe kumlando ekuthenini konke ukuthi siyavele embili.
Litiko letekulima lingilamanye ematiko uhulumende labuke kuvusa umnotfo ngawo live liphindze libe nekudla lokwanele njengokusho kwemgwaco wemasu wahulumende lawusukumise ngeminyaka wa 2019. Etindzabeni kubika Sondomlangeni titfombe titfolakele etiko letekulima.
Sivele singaphansi kwenkundla yasemahlangatsha sithole kwelashwa mahala tonke tifo ngemgcibelo Taiwan Medical Mission. Dr. Chi Cheng Tu uthi balaphe kakhulu tifo letingathathelwana kulabaningi.
Sive sezemahlangatsha sithole kulashwa mahala tonke tifo ngemgcibelo bodokotela belive leShayina sihlenge seTaiwan iTaiwan Medical Mission. Kanzi-ke sive sitile kutolashwa labadzala nalabancane. Dr. Chi Cheng Tu uthi balaphe kakhulu tifo letingathathelwana kulabaningi lebebetile.
We bring 10 doctors. We have cardiology, neurology, gynecology, neurosurgeon, 2 local doctors and 2 local interns. We treat and diagnose 195 cases there. So a lot of them, they are chronic disease, some special 5%, they need referring to the Pavanikam Hospital. I think this is very far. So under embassy direction, we go to service rural area far away from the city or capital. I think it can help people here and then they know the Republic of China, Taiwan, we help to help them. We also have the team, a medical team in Pavanikam Hospital.
Dr. Thuthi labanye ngekubona simo sabo sempilo babona ukuthi abaye esibhedlela lesikhulu sahulumende embabani batothola khona lusito kodwa-ke batawubalanzelela kuloko lokubamikisa khona-ke esibhedlela. Lilunga lephalamende Mahlangatsha Musangcobo libongela kangatsa kuba se-Taiwan Medical Mission ngekuletha lusito lwetempilo esiveni saseMahlangatsha.
Siyabonga kakhulu nje siphumile sive saseMahlangatsha. Sibonga kakhulu etihlobeni telive tase-Taiwan tisisitile tasilaphela sonke sive salaMahlangatsha siso lesikahle ikakhulu nje labalashiwe namhlanje abanga-196 labalashiwe labafikile babasita kakhulu sitakele kakhulu siphumile sive awathi nje ube umsebenzi omuhle kangakanani ikakhulu-ke ngalokuthi kude esibhedlela esikhona laMahlangatsha isibhedlela lesikhona vele sisemankayane namuhla nje ukuthi baphathwe bodokotela bajabule bafa ngoba netinsita betikhona bajabule kakhulu nje siyabonga kakhulu tihlobeni tenkosi tase-Taiwan.
Labo dokotela kubona bathi batawuya basile kakhulu sive lesemaphandleni khashane nelidolobha lapho nemitholampilo netibhedlela kukhashane khona nesive sinebulukhuni bekuhamba bathi batawufika batewuba lapha mahala. Etindzabeni kubika Giyani Msibi kanti letinye tithombe tiqhamuka eTaiwan Medical Mission.
Inhlangano yaka-UNESCO nenhlangano leyatiwa ngekuthi i-Green Initiatives yetemvelo bafundise abafundi besikole lesiphakeme sakumasibekela high esiphocosini kabanti ngebumcoka bekugcina imvelo. Labafundi bafundziswe ngekuyinakekela imvelo. Lo mcimbi bobanjwe esikolweni sakumasibekela ngalesihlanu.
Inhlangano yaka-UNESCO ngokusebenzisana nenhlangano ye-Green Initiatives bafundzise abafundi kabanti ngekonga imvelo bumcoka bemvelo nenzima ledlalwa imvelo empilweni sakumasibekela esiphocosini ngalesihlanu. I-Green Initiatives inhlangano yebantfu labasha labasemakoliji nasemanyuvesi labakhusata temvelo emimangweni kanti-ke bahlanganise abafundi besikole lesiphakeme sakumasibekela kubakhulumisa kabanti ngebumcoka bemvelo. Nelson Ndwandwe lobuketa inhlelo ka-UNESCO uyenaba ngalo msebenzi.
UNESCO ke yena is one of the UN agencies lapho khona sibuke khona lapho sitamela kuthula in the mind of man through ema projects ethu kahle in English sithi we are building peace in the mind of man through ema programs ethu aka education, science, culture, communications and information. So lapha ke kule titaka environment we are promoting peace with environment sakhabudlelwane emkhathisini webamfu nemvelo labahlala nayo.
Mbhekeni inxumalo lo ngusomahlathi etiko letemvelo uchaza ngenzima ledlalwa dihlahla ekuphileni.
Sibonge ke lokuthi niphume ngebunyenti benu ukuthi nihambe niqale ekuseni nihlobise lendzawo yala esiphocosini naphindze ke nabuya nahlobisa even nalesikole sendla kumasibekela lokunye lebesibheke ukuthi kutawendeka ngilolokukhulu lokunye lokufaka ekhathi lokuhlanyela tihlahla.
Sibusiso Mgadi wenhlangano yaka-UNFPA uyachaza ngenzima ledlalwa dinhlangano takamhlaba ekongeni emvelo.
Mhlahlangene kangwane unemalunga langu-16 lamanye akanekise khona la ekhaya emabheni lamanye ikakhulu eSouth Africa. Khona nje mhlahlangene lo bitwa ngokuthi ngi-UNEP, UN Environment Program. Naye une-interest kulile okhuluma ngako namuhla la.
Thishela lomkhulu wasikole lesiphakeme sakumasibekela high uthi uyethemba ukuthi abafundi bevile ngobumcoka bekonga imvelo batawudlala nenzima lebhekekile ekuqinisekiseni ukuthi abanye kubeti imvelo.
Siyabonga kakhulu ke phindze ngibathembise ukuthi ke le choice labayendile angeke batisole ngayo. It was somehow coincidental ukuthi bafike nalombono lonjengalo kanzi as a school sisasukumisa i-club letawunakekela temvelo esikolweni. So this event came at the right time.
Umhlangano lonjengalona wabanjwa nasesikolweni lesiphakeme sakasomjelose lapho kwabuthwa khona tibi bahlanyela netihlahla tesintu. Etindzabeni tanamuhla ngingena Msibi kanti tithombe tiqhamuka enhlanganweni yaka-UNESCO.
eMaswati lamanyenti athi lilanga labomake iMother's Day libaniketa lithuba lokubonga imisebenti bomake labayendela imindeni yabo lokwenta ukuthi babe neshisekelo yokuthengela bomake tipho letinhle lokuvetwe sive lesifisele bomake lusuku labomake lelihle.
Lilanga lamhla tisiphohlongo kulenyanga lesetulu njalo ngeminyaka lusuku lokubonga imisebenti yabomake labayendako emakhaya emimangweni naseveni. Sikhulumisene nesive kuva kuthi lolusuku lusho kuthini.
Sibafisela lusuku loluhle nje nalokuthi nje lilanga labomake ukuthi nje abatiphathe kahle kulabo babe babaphathe kahle nathi sifunze kubaphatha kahle.
I want to say I'm very grateful for my motherly figures, my grandmother, my mom who raised me. They're very nurturing. And I think today is very special because we want to show them how much we appreciate all that they've done for us.
Mothers are important. And I don't think most people and most businessmen would be where they are without their mothers. A message to all mothers is keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you for raising beautiful women, beautiful girlfriends, and beautiful wives.
Celebrate bomake nako konke labasendela kona njengoba sathi ukuthi bomake vele ngibo labavamise kunaka bantwana kakhulu. So I think kumele celebrate each and every day hayi ngalo Mother's Day kuphela.
There are people out there who have the motherly touch. Yathi usingawudlule nje eceni kwalomuntu lo. In fact nangibone bani ngiyathi ukuthi ngabe ngisorted. Nalawa siyaba celebrate the mothers who never got to meet their kids. Nalabo make laba adoptile, bomake, our spiritual mothers and so forth. Vele this is their day.
Bomake banelithando and basikhulisa ngelithando noma sebafika emndenini bafati baqhubeka basikhombise ilithando lokusho ukuthi ke vele bomake badalwa vele banelithando ngisho ukuthi happy Mother's Day abaqhubeke mani basithanda njengoba basithanda.
Lolu suku lugujwa mhlaba wonke lapho bantfu benta timvo letahlukene bentele bomake nalabo labadlale inzima yamake etimpilweni tabo. Etindzabeni kubika Sondomlangeni nginakiyani Msibi eMbabane.
Ngekubona tidzingo tebhizinisi tebantfu labasha inhlangano lefundzisa ngekonga imali kubantfwana besikolo i-Junior Achievement itawubamba umhlangano lomkhulu ukukhulumisa abantu labasha ngetemabhizinisi. Ngekusho lobukete kumaketha kule nhlangano Sipesihle Mkhonda uthi bantfu labasha batawufundziswa ngematfuba ebhizinisi lakhona lapha eveni.
Inhlangano i-Junior Achievement itawubamba umhlangano wekucala ngqa webantfu labasha lapho batawufundziswa ngematfuba lakhona kutebhizinisi lapha eveni kanye nemisebenti lekhona kulokunye. Sipesihle Mkhonda lobukete kumaketha kule nhlangano uthi tinyenti kakhulu tihloko letitawukhulunyiswa letitabasita kakhulu bantfu labasha.
Sibuke ukuthi umuntu omusha seketa towuva ukuthi live laseSwatini ngimalini imali leliyisebenzisako mayithenga tindwo ngaphandle. Siyathi ukuthi sithenga bo mayonnaise, sithenge bo tomato sauce, sithenge bo bottled water. Tonke letindwo leto sibuke ukuthi kude umuntu omusha la kangakwenda ukuthi mhlawumbe le mali lephumela lengaphandle even laseSwatini ibuye la kangwane kuze ukuthi sitokhona ukuthi umnotho wethu usukhulise. Sitawuphindze futhi sibuke tindzaba tekulima. Siyathi ukuthi umhlaba ungumnotho wethu. Uma ngabe abantu labasha sibafundisa ukuthi abalime batawukhona mhlawumbe ukuthi bayakhe imali ngetekulima. Bakhona ke bakanamboti batasibambisa. Sibuke nendzaba ukuthi umuntu omusha asekakhulunyiswe ngendzaba yana kulesithi tendering. Siyesibone kuphume emathenda lapha nalapha mhlawumbe emaphepheni kushiwo ukuthi kunemsebenzi lokhona lo lapha nolapha. Sifuna kubuka ukuthi umuntu lomusha simfikisa njani kulamathenda, ufika njani la khona naye nakata usihulumende ukhiphe itender ya 20 million. Sathi ukuthi umuntu omusha uyamthola 2 million. Kunenge nebaka RSTP batabe bakhona town council bo city council bethu labakhulumisa umuntu lomusha ngato tebhizinisi nabo batabe bakhona. Sifuna nje lokubona ukuthi yini lisito lesingaliketa umuntu lomusha mhlawumbe ukuthi sibuka embili ekuthuthukise nomnotho lekakudzingako. Siyathi ukuthi sing-Junior Achievement mhlawumbe sivala leto dikhala la khona bo finance nabo batabe bakhona ukuthi umuntu lomusha nangabe bathi akatofuna imali ebhange yini labayifunako naye nomuntu lomusha tokhona kutshela laba bemabhange ukuthi sifike sibe nenkinga nasekwenteka kanje.
Tinhlangano netinkampani letifaka ekhatsi betekucubungula i-Royal Science Technology Park titabe tikhona kanye netinhlangano letisekela ngetimali kuchazela bantfu labasha loko lokubhekekile kute batfole lusito. Etindzabeni kubika Sondomlangeni kumathapha.
Timvula letine kakhulu lapha eveni tende kungahambeki emahlangatsha nelibhuloho licishe lajubeka ekhathi endzaweni yasemahlangatsha ngenxa yato letimvula. Lilunga lePhalamende kulendzawo Musa Ngcobo lithi inkampani yaka Microprojects ithembise kwakha libhuloho lingakajubeki kume kwekuhamba.
Timvula itithole live esikhatsini lesingcele tishiye umgwaqo endzaweni yasemahlangatsha usesimeni lesibi kanti vele lenkundla ide umgwaqo lokahle lohambekako. Libhuloho lelihlanganisa inkundla netinye tindzawo ngaphansi kwalenkundla lisesimeni lesibi nalingakanakwa litawuncamuka kudaleke netingoti noma nini. Kukeke kwaba ngilongesheya ke lapho lalinyetwe tikhukhula ngato-ke timvula letatikhona. Lilunga lePhalamende emahlangatsha Musa Ngcobo lithi baka Microproject sibathembisile kulilungisa lelibhuloho kungekadze.
Vele sazama lokuthi semane sesiyawucela naka Microproject baka Microproject ke cha basithembisa ukuthi lebhuloho leli batawutama ukuthi sithi fika itimvula kube khona laba kwendawo. Kona vele simo sibe matima kulesive salamahlangatsha kuleli langa letimvula lokube libelina kulamalanga lapha vele kukaphela amaveli amabili kungaweli imuntu longesheya angesheya nalongale angale emabhasi asavela sangasewele leqhamuka lena ibhasi liyavaleleka ngalapha beyivele ihlale ngala isho ukuthi yona beyifike ibeke labantu la bese bazama kuwela ngetinyawo bawogibela ibhasi ngasheya njengoba wathi ke ukuthi umgwaqo wasemahlangatsha munye nakufe lona nje vele kusekude lokukhona kube kabi kakhulu vele tingoti siphose tavela ngoba ibhasi nje ikabisha la lenye ibhasi iphakama yase seyibishile lapha kungaseyodwa namaningi nje amabhasi bekafika bishe lapha adoswa adigulumba kube besidose madima vele kule hlobo leli lokhu ngikhuluma nje emabhasi lamanye vele asahambile asanawo amabhasi lamahlangatsha thina amabhasi asahambile ngalo ukuthi babeketela bagcina vele behlulekile nganza balo mgwaqo lo mgwaqo mubi kakhulu awuhambeki nje awuhambeki kude nala uhambeka khona yonke ke lenkundla ngike ngive nje basho ukuthi cha bemsebenzi emkhulu bathi khona la sebenze khona imisebenzi emgwaqo sebayaphushile endzaweni etiningi la ke sibasengakefiki bakusete laba kwendile sibhekile ukuthi mhlambe batawufika kubi kakhulu lamahlangatsha akuhambeki.
Kanti-ke make weminyaka kutekulima Women Farmer of the Year waphuma kuyo-ke le nkundla lekusho ukuthi iyakhicita nakutekulima kodwa-ke kumele umgwaqo ube khona kuteke nemakethe ibe yinengi ingavinjwa ukuthi umgwaqo kawuhambeki noma-ke kude libhuloho. Edinzabeni kubika Giyani Msibi ngisemahlangatsha.
Make welile Dlamini wendzawo yakasiko ucela lusito lokuthi yabuyise umtimba wemvuthana yakhe leshonele eveni leZambia. Dlamini uthi kude losebentako emndenini wakhe.
Umndeni wakaDlamini endzaweni yakasiko eMaphalaleni ucela lusito lokuletha umtimba wesihlobo sabo lesishonele eveni leZambia. Unina wemufi welile Dlamini uthi babantfu labeswele futhi ke labangadi ukuthi bangahlanganisa ini kude lithambo labo libuye ekhaya.
Nginemntwana bonkosi localwe kugula 2020 ngamreport emaphoyiseni agula ngengcondo wasuyalahleka lo mntwana eguleni kwakhe utholakala sekatholakala eZambia lapho khona ahleli sesibikile emaphoyiseni kude kahle lusito Nkosi yami kwagcina sekasishonela le eZambia lo mntwana ushone mhla ka7 lo April sekulukhunike emalangeni kuthi ngimbuyisa njani umntwana ngoba ngalo 2020 washaya stroke babo wakhe ngenxa ukuthi ufohle mentari asisati sitambamba kanjani ekhaya kude lo sebendako nguye besibukela usito nabo mnakabo lebe basesikolweni ngikhathi nyalo basaqaqama ukuthi bangathola emakolishi bafundzele kude lo longasisita malangeni siyacela lusito kakhulu kuthi mane abuye leZambia ngoba lusito lesilitholako luphelela eJozi alufike eZambia siyacela emalangeni ukuthi asethwale Nkosi yami labo betinhlitiyo letivumako.
Sikhulumisene nendvuna ilitiko letangephandle nekudlelana nalamanye emave Thuli Dladla levetile ukuthi litiko bese liqalile kutama kuyisebenta lendzaba ngekubambisana netinhlangothi litiko lelisebenzisana nato. Kanti longaba neshisekelo yekusita lomndeni angashayela inombolo lethi 766 42711 7664 2711 etindzabeni kubika Sondomlangeni ngina Fortune Dlangamandla emaphalaleni.
Bazalwane belisonvo le-Brooktrain Ministries labakhondela iholeni lesive kalobamba baphocelelekile ukuthi bakhondela ngaphandle kwelihola bemile kulandzela ukuthi bakhanze lihola likhiyiwe bakhiyelwe ngaphandle ngelisonvo kanti bayabhadala kusebenzisa lelihola ngekusho kwabazalwane balelisonvo akusiko kokucala bakhiyelwa.
Bazalwane belisonto leyatiwa nge-Brooktrain Ministries lekulisonto lemprofeti Manyathela kalobamba labakhondela eholeni lemango baphocelelekile ukuthi bakhondele ngaphandle bemile bashaya tandla balivathuta ngelinyawo lokuyinto bangayitayele kwadeke kwaphela inkonzo ngelisonto kulandzela ukuthi bakhanze lihola labo labakhondela kilo likhiyiwe. Ngekusho kwabazalwane balelisonto labacele kungayidekike indzaba yetithombeni akusiko kokucala bakhiyelwa kanti-ke bathi bayabhadala kusebenzisa lelihola. Siyilandzeleleke lendzaba kuva ukuthi bakhiyelwa ngaphandle nje kwendekeni njengoba nesimo selitulu bese sigucukile lifuna kuyithela. Indvuna Lusendofa kutse ithi kukhona lebebangakwendi kahle etindzabeni tekubhadala timali tekusebenzisa lelihola lekatseke bagcina bayilungisileke lendzaba. Lobuke timali lekubhadalwa kuyeke khona-ke kalobamba sikhuluma naye elicingweni kutse laba belisonto liciniso bayalati baphula netivumelwano tekubhadala lebekuvunyelene ngato kungako-ke bagcine bakhiyelwe. Indvuna Lusendofa kutse nasihlanganisa lombiko itse seyilungisiwe-ke lendzaba kodwa-ke bebalati liciniso nelicala labo ngako-ke akukabheki ukuthi baphindze bayiphindzeke into lenjengale. Etindzabeni ngingiyani Msibi Sondomlangeni sikalobamba.
Imidlalo lemithathu ye-MTN Premier League etinkundleni letahlukene takuleli ayikakhoni ukuthi iphele ngesizatfu setimvula letibesitiyana laphocelela lemidlalo ukuthi ingapheli. Ngekusho komthetho wenhlangano ledlalisa umdlalo webhola kuleli lemidlalo kumele icalelwe phansi idlalwe.
Imidlalo ye-MTN Premier League ichubekile nakulembela sonvo lapho khona onke amaqembu esigabeni saka Premier League adlalile ngelisonto. Amaqembu lalela kuthatha yona indebe ye-MTN Premier League onke bekanelithemba ukuthi imidlalo yayo batoyidlala iphele kodwa akakabi njalo njengoba imidlalo lemithathu igcina ingakapheli. Umdlalo omkhathini welicembu lembabana Highlanders kanye neMalandi Chiefs umisiwe nasekusele umzuzu lesihlanu ukuthi umdlalo uphele njengoba besegucubele isimo selitulu nenkundla yakalanga seyimnyama njengoba itemalamba ekukhanyisa. Nompembela bekaphethe umdlalo Themkosi Dlamini emuva kokuthathisa kwalowo labekaphethe umdlalo babese bawumisa lo mdlalo. Lo mdlalo umisiwe imbabana Highlanders sabambene nayo iMalandi Chiefs ngeligoli linye kulinye. Kanti kulomnye umdlalo enkundleni yeKings Sobhuza the second Memorial enhlangano umdlalo lobo semkhathini imbabana Swallows kanye neThabangulu Kellis umisiwe ngendzaba yemvula. Imbabana Swallows behamba embili ngamagoli amabili ecanzini. Lo umdlalo lomisiwe bosemkhathini welicembu leGreen Mamba kanye neMorning Pirates kanti iGreen Mamba behamba embili ngamagoli amabili ecanzini. Kanti lemidlalo ngekusho komthetho sisekelo inhlangano lidlalisa umdlalo webhola kuleli iPremier League of Eswatini lemidlalo kubheka ukuthi icalelwe phasi idlalwe kabusha. Kanti leminye imidlalo ledlaliwe tinyosi iphumelele kumanzini sibhethe ngeligoli linye ecanzini. Millingwood Spurs ibambene nayo iRangers nga-2-2. Manzini Wanderers ibambene nayo iVovovo nga-0-0. Royal Leopard iphumelele kuThambuthi ngamagoli amathathu ecanzini. Young Buffaloes nayo iphumelele kuDenver Sundowns ngamagoli amathathu ecanzini. Lobeyelo umsakathi Eswatini TV temidlalo ngilinda Dlamini eMbabane.
Siyatiphetha itindzaba tetfu ngaleto temidlalo asibahlole temakethe kanti nasibuye sidabe sicocisana nalonxusele inhlangano yamavalo abamhlophe kuleli Ms Shushumelova ngalo lisuku lanamuhla i-Europe Day.
Sehlelweni lethi lithini libandla siyambonga uNkulunkulu uhlelo liphindze libuyele emoyeni.
Basically ngingathi nje empeleni yabona uNkulunkulu nakadala umhlaba including bantu
letikhatsi leti tetsenjisiwe mofundzi incwadzi ya John chapter 16 verse number 33.
The way the gospel has been portrayed nayilethwa la kubantu yabo yendle ukuthi abantu babe offended.
Sikholwa futhi ukuthi sidaphinde siba nabo evikini lelitako sikhulumisa yona le ndzaba lesikhuluma ngayo emsakatweni wakho Eswatini TV sibuko semaswati.
Ayijesuke kama lakho likhulu Jesuke
Kudla kwempilo, food for life. An agricultural program that shows how a farmer brings food to the nation.
Gcine kudla kwayo letawuphindze kudle nasekufika isikhathi sebusika. Nalinile nje libele lana kuzone liyadwa imbela libele lahlanzeni. So lonke linale mvula le moderate yethu sine lahlanzeni.
Kudla kusemhlabathini. Konke lesikudingako sitakuthola emhlabathini.
Kudla kwempilo for agriculture and farming development on Eswatini TV with the farm boy Samgelo Vilagati Samvi. Kudla kwempilo, food for life.
Hi everybody, it's your girl Nojali. Catch me every week on Studio One, giving you the latest trends in fashion, entertainment and everything that's hip and happening. I'll also be catching up with the movers and shakers, hustlers who are making big moves locally. Don't forget, Studio One, every Saturday at 6 p.m.
Welcome back. You're also watching Kusile Professor Sivusele na Ulasanza Gusivulela njengoba besivitile ukuthi sabe sikhulumisana na EU Ambassador Ms. Desislava Shumelova. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Namuhla ke inhlangano yemave labamhlophe ligubha ke Europe Day lelike lilanga lekukhuthata kuthula kanye nokubumbana kwamave langaphansi kwenhlangano European Union. Kanti ke kuphindze kube lilanga lokuthi kukhulunywe indzaba iphindze langa lekugubha Schuman Declaration. Good morning and welcome to the show, Ms. Ambassador, Ms. Shumelova. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. We know that the Schuman Declaration is centered around the prevention of war and also war crimes. But what is happening between Russia and Ukraine since it has been going for over 2 months now. What can you say about that, since today you are commemorating Europe Day, which is also about peace and unity, whereas what is happening to Russia and Ukraine contradicts that. What can you say about that?
Kusile, good morning. Thank you very much for having me here on our birthday. As you said, the Schuman Declaration, which is adopted in 1950, marks the beginning of the big process of unifying Europe. So today is the birthday of the European Union. We turned 72. And you very rightly said, the European Union as a political, economic bloc between 27 countries in Europe has been conceived in the wake of the destruction of the Second World War to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So the idea behind the European Union is indeed, as you said, to prevent conflict, to ensure that peace reigns on the European continent, and not only, because we have always been very active as the European Union, not only in preserving peace on our continent, we have been very successful in that because since we are together for the last 72 years, none of our member countries has seen war on its territory. And we have always been committed to making sure that there is peace and stability around the world with many programs supporting civil society, supporting countries in conflict resolution, peace building. And for that, 10 years ago, the European Union received the Nobel Peace Prize. And I must say that, of course, today is a different celebration because for the first time in a very long time, our neighbor is attacked. So I just want to say something important. This is not a war between Russia and Ukraine. This is a war on Ukraine because Russia attacked Ukraine. It's a war of aggression. And there are many reasons behind, and we can talk for hours about that, but it's very important to say that Russia attacked Ukraine. And this didn't start on the 24th of February this year. It started already in 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea, which is part of the territory of Ukraine, in a blatant violation of international law and of the agreements that both countries had entered into. So what is happening right now is that Russia is acting in violation of international law, in violation of its own commitments to respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine, and Ukrainians are defending their country. They're defending their homes, they're defending their schools, their children. We have seen a really unprecedented displacement of people. In the first week of the war, there were 1.5 million, mostly women and children, because Ukrainian men stand behind, and some women. They remain behind to defend their country. By now, we have more than close to 5 million refugees. This has happened in, as you said, a little bit more than 2 months. And of course, there are many people who are internally displaced, who are trapped in buildings, who are being attacked repeatedly. And as every single war, this is suffering, death, destruction, human tragedy. And we're very sad to have this at our doorstep on Europe's Day, every day since this war started. And we'll do everything as a union to make sure that peace is restored on our continent. We have shown unity and resolve to do that. We are supporting all these refugees that came mostly to our countries. There has been absolutely unprecedented solidarity with these refugees, which of course is not really surprise because European Union started as a peace project, but then it grew and developed as a solidarity project, making sure that our members enjoy good quality of life, that they can go for their dreams, that they have opportunities to study, to work, and to thrive. So solidarity has been another big value of the European Union, within the European Union, among ourselves. Well, our motto adopted 10 years ago is united in diversity. But solidarity has been the value that propels and motivates our action abroad.
Yeah. Well, I know that, when Russia started attacking Ukraine, a lot of countries, including the US, announced sanctions. But is the continent, particular European Union, doing enough to support Ukraine at the moment?
Yes, I think we are doing a lot to support Ukraine. We have recently adopted a 6th package of sanctions vis-à-vis Russia. In that we have been also united with the United States, but some other G7 partners, Australia, Japan, Canada. So a lot of countries adopted sanctions in an attempt, or restrictive measures as they're called, in an attempt to stop Russia, and mostly aiming at cutting the financial flows that allowed Russia to wage this unprovoked, unjustified, and really barbaric war on Ukraine. What we also do as the EU to support Ukraine, I told you there is a lot of support for the Ukrainian refugees. We have funded the Red Cross, but also some local NGOs that take care of the people trapped in Ukraine with food, shelter, medicine. We also support quite unprecedentedly because it is the first time the European Union, our member states, sent military support to the country because we think the country deserves it because they are unjustly attacked and they are fighting for their homes and for their right to exist as a nation. And something very important that I want to share with your audience is that it is not that widely discussed in Eswatini, but behind the reasons why this war is happening is the fact that Ukraine used to be part of the Soviet Union. During the Cold War, you remember there were two blocs, and Ukraine used to be one of the republics within the Soviet Union. And when things changed, when the Iron Curtain fell, Ukraine has chosen a path towards joining the European Union. It has its right as a sovereign country to choose its own future. And this is what Russia doesn't like.
Yeah, all right. Well, I know you won't like this question, but I have to ask Ms. Shimelova. We know that, as you said, that Europe or the European Union is known for peace and unity, but some may think that, Europe is slightly, losing respect, looking at how Europe handled the issue of COVID-19 vaccines, and now there's Russia attacking Ukraine. Do you think that the continent, is just slowly losing respect?
I hope and believe that's not the case. The vaccine issue is shredded in a lot of semi-facts, disinformation, and I probably need to talk a bit about disinformation because the truth is that COVID started very, very big time in Europe. And you mentioned yourself, we are a continent unlike Africa with a very aging population. You have the youth dividend, you have the majority of our population are young people. We are an aging continent, which also meant that unfortunately we lost a lot of elderly people to COVID. COVID is a big pandemic, is a global health crisis. We, of course, as every country, had to take care of our citizens first, but then immediately and in parallel we started working on supporting our partners around the world. The European Union is among the biggest donors in the COVAX, the global facility to share vaccines. We have donated billions of vaccines and have put on the table, I think by now, more than 3 billion euro funding donation sharing, vaccine donation and vaccine sharing. So we have supported our partners with vaccines. The other issue, however, that we have also in Europe is vaccine hesitancy. What breaks my heart is to see vaccines being destroyed. Precious, life-saving vaccines are being destroyed. So I would like to appeal again, now that the fifth wave is coming here in the country, please go get vaccinated. This is the only way for us to stop the vaccines. And when it comes to peace and security around the world, we have always invested heavily, as I said, in conflict prevention and peace. We support the UN peace-building missions. We also have European peace-building corps. We have 18 missions around the world. They're both civilian and military to help support countries stay peaceful or prevent conflicts from erupting. And we invest heavily in that. The other important part of peace building and conflict resolution is civil societies. So we work closely with civil societies around the world. We have an instrument for that, funding facility, which is called European Instrument for Democracy and Human Rights. So we support civil society, human rights activists in dialogue, carrying out dialogues, working together. So there is the talking that is always needed in any country to overcome problems before people start fighting. there needs to be talking. And this is also what diplomacy is all about.
True. All right, Ambassador. I want us to talk about the challenges that Europe is said to be facing, also known as the Big Three, which is climate change, migration, and also aging population. What is the EU doing enough to, address these challenges?
Oh, thank you. That's a very, very good question. And the challenges of climate change and more extreme weather, and of course we see this here in this region where neighboring Madagascar has been hit by 5 huge cyclones already this year, quite unprecedented. We've seen the floods in South Africa. Luckily, Eswatini has been spared, but of course we see changing climate patterns, we see extreme weather. This affects the ability to produce food. There right now in parts of Africa, again, terrible droughts. So we are very concerned with that. So climate change is a challenge that the European Union is facing, but it is truly a global challenge. We're facing it as humanity. And for that, we work together with all partners around the world, and we also invest heavily in climate financing, in helping countries do their mitigation and adaptation, in climate adaptation work, in supporting national climate adaptation programs, in doing climate smart agriculture. We share knowledge, expertise, research, but we are also, again, one of the biggest funders of the Global Climate Change Fund to ensure just transition from coal and gas towards renewables and to help countries do these transitions for our now. It's not even for our future. It's happening now. So we are very much, as European Union, engaged in climate change at many levels, multilateral, bilateral. We support our partner countries in their decisions how to fight and prepare better for climate change. And what I want to tell you is that I think Mr. Putin, with this war on Ukraine, apart from the responsibility for the war crimes that you mentioned that will be and are already investigated by the international community, he carries another very important responsibility. In this crucial moment for climate change, because the clock is ticking, our world, our earth is getting warmer and warmer. We all need to be focused and putting all our efforts and money in climate change. Instead, we have this war at our doorstep in Europe that a bit deflects attention to the fact that the earth is burning, and that's his responsibility.
Yeah.
When I come to the other challenges that you very rightly notice, we already touched upon the demographic issue. Yes, Europe is an aging continent. We're not having as many children as Africans, but also due to the very good healthcare we have and the very good social cohesion we have, people enjoy very long lives. We have Italy, where it is normal to live until your 90s, and we have other parts of Europe where you have many, many old people. And of course, this raises challenges of helping them lead dignified, autonomous lives, making sure that they're supported, that there is money for them. And of course, the privilege of reaching old life means also that there needs to be healthcare. So of course, these are challenges. On the other hand, across the Mediterranean, we have our partner continent, Africa, where you have the youth dividend. You have the privilege of having young societies. But of course, your challenge is to make sure that these young people have the right education, the right skills, and the good jobs. And this leads me to migration, where the two continents have been putting their forces and thinking together with migration compacts, with quite a few countries in Africa, with global instruments. Of course, the UN, we support the Global Compact on Migration, the Global Compact on Refugees, to make sure that we handle migration in a manner which is mutually beneficial. And also, my dream has always been, because I used to work on migration quite a lot in my previous jobs, is that we create the dignified, humane conditions for young Africans to come to Europe, to bring their skills, to develop their skills, to help us, but also to go back to their countries afterwards to share and bring their own knowledge to help build their own societies. This is called circular migration, and is something very important that we all work upon. So I would say that both climate change, also the environmental degradation, the loss of biodiversity, and migration are global challenges. They're global phenomena. We can only work on them and address them if we work together as the global community. And for this, the mechanism is the United Nations. It is the guarantee that we respect each other, we hear each other. Every country in the United Nations has one voice, no matter how small or big it is. And it is very important that we stick to this global multilateral order to work together. At the moment, Russia is putting this global multilateral order in big danger.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Ambassador. So today, how will you be commemorating this day, and how can we, as members of the public, help you celebrate Europe Day?
We celebrate Europe Day every day. I'm a true believer that Europe Day, Mother's Day, yesterday, it's good to have a day to stop and think and reflect where we are, what we need to do better, but it has to be every day. So we celebrate it with the many projects we have, as I mentioned, with civil society, with young people. We're at the moment financing a platform for social inclusiveness where people from society, from different parts of Eswatini society can meet and talk and understand better their rights, and peaceful and constructive way of expressing and exercising their rights. We have projects empowering youth and women, looking at ways of creating job opportunities for them. We have, of course, projects still supporting agriculture. We have supported education. And our celebration was at St. Joseph's School a couple of weeks ago. We visited the school. We promised to help renovate a bit and fix the roof because the latest floods and rains have damaged part of the schools. And we actually had a quiz with the students to let them learn a bit more about the European Union, which countries are the European Union, which countries are not, where they are, what are their traditions, the fact that 27 countries in the European Union, we speak 24 languages, we have different traditions, yet we are united by our common values. And these are freedom, peace, democracy, respect for human rights, respect for the rule of law, and solidarity. So we had this absolutely beautiful opportunity to meet children, to engage with them. This is for me what brings me joy and a big of satisfaction in my work, and we continue. So on Europe Day, of course, we are proud that Europe is a power for good in the world, but this is a job every single day. So one day to celebrate, but every single day to work hard.
All right, so now thank you so much, Ms. Shumalova. Besikhulumisana naye lapha Ambassador Lolo Kusile inhlangano yemavalo bamhlophe lapha eSwatini. Sikhuluma ngabantu nje ngelanga lanamuhla labaligubha njalo ngeminyaka iEurope Day. Lesuku ke lihlose ukuthatha ipeace and unity kuthula kanye nekubambisana kulamave akulesifundza. Sibahlole emakethe nasibuya sidabe sibuka temidlalo.
Kudla kwempilo, food for life. An agricultural program that shows how a farmer brings food to the nation.
Gcine kudla kwayo letawuphindze kudle nasekufika isikhathi sebusika. Nalinile nje libele lana kuzone liyadwa imbela libele lahlanzeni. So lonke linale mvula le moderate yethu sine lahlanzeni.
Kudla kusemhlabathini, konke lesikudingako sitakuthola emhlabathini.
Kudla kwempilo for agriculture and farming development on Eswatini TV with the farm boy Samgelo Vilagati Samvi. Kudla kwempilo, food for life.
Sihlelweni lethi lithini libandla. Siyambonga uNkulunkulu uhlelo liphindze libuyele emoyeni.
Basically ngingathi nje empeleni yabona uNkulunkulu nakadala umhlaba including bantu.
Letikhathi leti tethenjisiwe mawufunda incwadi yaJohn chapter 16 verse number 33.
The way the gospel has been portrayed nalethwa la kubantu yabo yende ukuthi abantu babe offended.
Sikholwa futhi ukuthi sidaphinde siba nabo evikini lelitako sikhulumisa yona lendzaba lesikhuluma ngayo emsakatweni wakho Eswatini TV sibuko semaswati.
Ayijesuke kama lakho likhulu Jesuke
Minutes before 8 o'clock sitawukhuluma na Fabrice Musonera intshisele efete imidlalo ngatoti temidlalo lebedicubeka kule mphela somvuzo yathi ukuthi kube nemidlalo lemisiwe ema M10 Premier League games ngetizatfu temvula lebese tiyana ngemandla siyakhulumisana naye Fabrice lana. Good morning and welcome Kanimba. Lokusekwendekile because I know that lamanye ama games acedzile lamanye ama teams akhonile edlala ama games awo and then ma big teams wona akhona ecubeka because of the hailstorm and nalokuthi kube mnyama nje kuma stadiums. So what then now? What is the way forward?
I think the way forward obviously the games have to be replayed. But then to how soon, then we have to get the communication from the office of the Premier League of Eswatini. But what we should also understand is that we are having midweek games, which means this coming midweek there are games. So the games that were going to be played midweeks, we proceed as usual. But then these ones that were postponed over the weekend, where it was involved in, with some of the teams like Mbabane Highlanders and Mbabane Swallows were involved, or they have all to be replayed. I think Royal Leopard as well, all have to be replayed. I think when you look at the constitution also, it touches on how many days they have to be waited before they play replay the games, according also to the report of the commissioner of the game. But then I want to touch on the issue, Lulu, to say, fine, in some instances you would understand if the weather conditions were really bad. But in some instances it's just a change of the weather where it just completely got darker. And then it speaks to our level of football to say a game like Green Mamba and Moneni Pirates at Prince of Wales. I think we've seen that, yes, it rained, but then it was maybe heavy, yes, we can stop the game. But then if you talk about the issue of saying, and then it got darker, then why don't we have the lighting system? And then it speaks to the stadiums that we have to say, with some of the stadiums we have, the capacity cannot obviously give you that. So it brings our football to a cheaper level. But then I think for me, this instance has put the rest on hold. We know what's the Young Buffaloes, Royal Leopard, Mbabane Highlanders, Mbabane Swallows, they're in the chase. However, Young Buffaloes play their game, they won, they got the 3 points. But then you have to also to look at other teams. What does this mean? Yes, there is a big game midweek, if my memory serves me well, Highlanders and Leopard. But then these 3 points that these teams were going to get this past weekend, it was going to change everything. But then the rest is still on. Nothing has changed. Teams like Tinos yesterday got 3 points, Tinos against Manzini Sipers. So you also have to look at how the battle for the relegation is getting intensified. But then it also speaks to, whenever the season is at this point, Lulu, is that there are things you see out of ordinary. I think last week we saw the behavior of supporters, wanderers, doing, trying to assault the ref, allegedly trying to assault the ref. And then you also talk about these issues of the weather. Towards the end of the season, there's always moments where, things that you can't expect. There's drama because the supporters are also quite in the climax of the moment to say we want the 3 points. You talk to some of the teams, fine, we're still not safe. We feel like maybe if things can change, we might get relegated. So it's heated. So these are the dramas. So I think this is where the fines most of the time are applied. The fines then, when a team is fined, there is the rules and the regulations of the Office of the Premier League of Eswatini, where they look at some of the rules to say if you do things that are not according to what's written in the book, like the instance of Manzini Wanderers supporters, to say in the Article 7 of the rules, to say any behavior displayed by the supporters in the field of play during the game or after the game are trying to assault the ref, there's a fine close to 30,000 Emalangeni for that behavior. But we have to wait for the report of the match commissioner. So it's the drama that's always there towards the end of the game. And at some point, if you are to look at it, it's what going to make the league exciting.
Yeah,
Not in a bad way, but it makes it exciting.
So the regulations state that when the supporters, get into a fight,
yes,
the team has to pay the fine.
Yes. The rule says the supporters of a specific team on the day that displayed a specific bad behavior either before the game, during the game, or after the game, trying to assault either a ref or an official on the
so the team has always make sure that they contain their supporters.
The supporters. That's why they have got what you call marshals. Marshals, it's sort of like people have got the priority of ensuring that there is order in the stadium. So they have to be fined. But then in all the time, there's always a report that is coming from the ref, the match commissioner, to say, you know what, the gravity of the issue was this much. Yeah. Because the minimum is 10,000 and the maximum is 30,000. So then the commissioner, the report says the minimum was this or the maximum this. Then the fine is based on how is the gravity of the issue. So the drama is always there. We might also see more drama. I mean, this game coming soon, Highlanders, Leopard, we might also see drama. Knowing is the two teams are at the top of the table, so everyone wants 3 points. So a lot is at stake. But for the replay of the games, we still have to understand when it's going to be played.
All right, thank you so much, Fabrice. Sports journalist Fabrice Musonera asiniketa nje sithomise ukuthi impela somvo beme kanjani kulolu hlangothi lwetemidlalo. It's 1 minute before 8 o'clock. Siliphetha lapho hlelele futhi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you will have a beautiful day. I will see you tomorrow. Good day.